This is a never-ending cycle of violence. I'd like to take you on a journey to meet some of those fighters. For this, could you please stand up now, as some of them are here, waiting for you. The youngest of 9 siblings, Passion Kaboyi is in his 30s. He's the father of 3 and a soldier in the Congolese army. He first dreamt of becoming a soldier when every morning as a schoolboy he would watch the soldiers in their uniform training or parading at the military base near his village. Deeply impressed by how much admiration the inhabitants had for the soldiers, he hoped that one day, if the opportunity arose, he too could become a soldier. Now a sergeant, Passion must sometimes leave his wife and family for 6 months or a year at a time. The world he knows is limited to his province of North Kivu, his childhood playground. This same land has become one of the largest battlefields in the world. The numbers of victims from each offensive runs now into the millions. Wounded but never captured by the enemy, Passion speaks of the war using simple words. He talks of strangers coming into his country to kill and rape civilians, or of other local armed groups that prefer to live in the bush and loot the meager resources of villagers they met on their way. He believes his enemies live like animals, so how could one not want to kill them? In the Democratic Republic of Congo, all players in the conflict are accused of war's exaction, and nothing or nobody seems to be able to put a stop to the cycle of violence. With a school backpack on his shoulders, his short stature, and his white Wellington boots, Jean de Dieu could be mistaken for a 15 years old child soldier who has come to talk about war. Yet, he is 32 years old and has spent 22 of them fighting with the FDLR, the Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Rwanda. Born in the land of 1,000 hills, but being of Hutu origin, he was forced to flee to the Democratic Republic of Congo with his parents in 1994. He and members of his ethnic groups were accused of being on the side of the genocidists, so his family had no choice but to join the exodus to the nearest border, along with hundreds of thousands of other people. Jean de Dieu and his parents found refuge in the camps of Kibumba in eastern Congo, but armed militia allied to the Tutsi government in Rwanda killed his parents before his very eyes. A few months later, his elder brother and last remaining family member with whom he was living was also killed. Jean de Dieu was still a child, just 10 years old, alone in a country that was hostile to his presence. The FDLR recruited him as a child soldier, asking him to do the dirty work. At first, he was still too frail to fight, so his superiors ordered him to carry out logistical tasks. These tasks sometimes included killing prisoners on their return from operation. Jean de Dieu and his unit lived a parallel existence, surviving only through looting villages, attacking gold mines, diamond mines, or coltan mines. From a very young age, Jean de Dieu has been a victim of circumstances. From victim, he rapidly became a perpetrator, and like thousands of other young men, knows nothing but violence, sustaining a cycle that has been drenching the East Congo in blood for several generations. What is your name? How old are you? What is your rank in your arm group?
My name is Passion Kaboyi. I'm a soldier and I hold the rank of sergeant. I entered the Congolese government army in 2002, and I'm now 30 years old.
Passion, who's your enemy?
My enemies are the Mai Mai of the NDC and the FDLR. They're the ones who came to threaten me in Congo. They threaten the population, they steal their wealth and rape them. People die. They are the ones I consider my enemy.
Tell us why they are your enemies.
The FDLR is my enemy because it does not work for the Congo. It only robs and kills the Congo. This is the enemy.
What is your name? How old are you? What is your rank and your arm group?
My rank is Chief Warrant Officer within the FDLR. My name is Musaninyange Gahekenya Jean de Dieu. I'm 32 years old.
Who's your enemy?
My enemy is primarily the Tutsi. It's true that we can have other enemies within other armed militias, but the Tutsi are my main enemy, along with others who enter into coalitions with them, such as government forces, the Mai Mai of the NDC, and the Mutomboki.
Tell us why they are your enemies.
The Congolese are my enemies because they are allied with the Tutsi.
What is violence for you?
I was just a little kid when I left Rwanda. We lived in refugee camps in Mungunga and then Kibumba, where we were attacked and forced out. Those who attacked us killed my mother and my father right before my eyes. They were chasing us through the refugee camp in Kibumba, running after us, and they caught my parents. They struck one of them on the head with a pickaxe, and the other one with a club, also on the head. They struck them so hard that they broke their skulls and their brains splattered onto me, just a little kid. Those horrible things I saw affected me mentally and physically. I don't think this war can possibly end unless by some kind of miracle.
What makes you think your enemy is inhuman?
What really proved to me that my enemy acts in an inhumane way is that when we were in the forest being pursued, we watched our loved ones get caught and be cruelly murdered. We witnessed very brutal murders.
What is violence for you?
Violence? I know that violence comes, first of all, from those who come from a foreign country to threaten a different country. That in itself is a violation. Furthermore, violence consists of killing people, raping mothers. That's what I know of violence. For me, that's what violence is.
What makes you think your enemy is inhuman?
What shows me that my enemy is inhuman is when I realize he has no human values and can no longer change his mind and say, it's time to return to the government camp and work for the national interest, to create peace for myself. He wants to stay in the forest as part of the rebellion, like a savage. He thinks like a savage, not like a human being, since only beasts live in the forest. He has only one desire, to kill. For me, that person is inhuman.